A PvP tier list it is. Yeah, today we'll be doing a PvP tier list for elemental grounds, because I asked in Discord what kind of video y'all wanted and it was tier list. I think I made a mistake. Today I will cover which elements are best for PvP only and not farming. Just player versus player fights. And I will do a few conditions. The elements would be looked at as if they were max level and max stats, so we will be ranking them at max potential without racial buffs. That means no synergies with racial abilities will be considered when ranking this together with Conqueror's Will 2. There are currently 35 different elements for me to rank, and I will be ranking them from common to godly shinies. And for the fun of it, I will put all for one there at the end for shits and giggles, I guess, as I tested all the elements and their capabilities with my tester's super duper powers, and I believe my lists will be quite accurate. And if you disagree on anything, then write in the comments, because there might be some super weird combos I might have not been aware of. Alright, let's first start with the common elements, and Builder goes C. Builder can dish out good damage and pretty fast at max stats, but it requires setup, which takes time, and all the ways you can do damage requires you to stay still, and that is why Builder is great for grinding spins but not fighting players. I'm not putting D just because it got buffed recently, and still, if a builder catches you off guard, you can pretty easily get killed. Next we go Water, and it's going A. Water is really underrated for PvP. It was really bad like a few weeks ago, but the best ability in the kit, the first one, got buffed, and it became really good. Water has low cooldowns, high damage. It has a small moveset currently, but I believe it might be getting an update soon. So with that in mind, I'll be putting it high because it already deserves A. Alright, next we got Earth, and it's going S-. I already glazed this power of bird destruction, and I will not be playing favorites. If you don't believe me, then go watch my showcase. Yeah, Wind is going high S+. You're legit capable of flying forever, and only a few powers are capable of countering it. For example, Mechanization's Anti-Air Gun and Abyssal's Giant Zone, and that's about it. You can watch my Wind showcase if you wanna see it in action. Next, I'll do shinies for common elements, and first is going to be Merc. Merc is going D tier. I test it and it's really awful compared to other elements, but I heard that it's getting a rework together with normal water, so it might be pretty good later on. Alright, Armament is going high B, and because you need pretty good aim to play this correctly, no, it's going A. It can do some serious damage, but just stupidly spamming its attacks will not get you anywhere, though it has a unique way for you to ascend to Godhood, but I will not tell you how to. Alright, now we will do rare elements, and let's start off with Fire, and it's going B. It's pretty mid, and for you to actually do good damage, you need to keep a close distance. Though if you have it max stats, then no enemies will escape you because of its scrollability. You can just go anywhere you want, but unfortunately it cannot be used like Wind's infinite flight. Next we got Poison, and it's going C. This element seriously requires a rework, with only having 3 moves, which are hella bad. The best move in the kit is legit a small dash, which does pretty good damage, but you most likely will not hit this like ever. Next we got Ice, and it's going low S tier. Like almost every move stuns you, and because of that, a Ice user can do some silly combos on your frozen ass. Alright, Next we got Sand, which goes S- tier. Sand is played like this: you either hit that one move, which will one-shot your enemy, or die trying. There is no in between. Now for rare shiny, which there is only one, and it's Frostfire, I will put it S-. Frostfire at max stats is actually like real good, and has a few utility abilities. Alright, now we get to do epics, and first will be Magma, with it going B. You will play it like a default projectile spammer, with a bar added, which you need to keep filled, which is pretty annoying, but at least it does solid damage. And that's legit it for Magma. Next we got Solar. Solar is pretty good and will go A. It does crazy damage and it's pretty easy to hit, if you can see that past the VFX of course. And for the last epic we got Nature, with it going A tier 2. Nature is honestly fun to play. It can heal, do damage, force players into a temporary peace, which is pretty unique, and it just does a lot of stuff but nothing out of the ordinary. Unfortunately, epics don't have any shinies besides Solar sharing Frostfire with Ice, but I already covered Frostfire, so we're done with epics. Now let's get to the legendaries, and first is going to be Lightning, and it's going S tier. This thing does so much goddamn damage, that's crazy. This thing also has special dashes, so don't sleep on Lightning. Next we got Gravity, and it's going C tier. It has high cooldowns and low damage. The only thing going for it are large AoEs. And then we got Elementless, which is going to the top of nothing. Go die in the hole you crawled up from. But fortunately, Elementless has some good shinies, which there are 3. First, let's say Champion, which is going A tier. It's not at the level of common elements yet, but it is good. Now we got to Shinobi, and it's going B. It's similar to Sand, you either hit that one move that does a lot of damage or die trying, but it's way harder to hit that move with Shinobi. But it does have some good utility at least. Alright, now we got Shogun, and it's going A also. I use Shogun a lot and it can do pretty good combined with Oni. I'm only adding Shogun in mind with Oni because if you don't, it's going very bad tier, and getting Oni is not hard at all. It's legit the only race that unlocks 2 moves for an element currently. Now for Lightning's shiny, Stormweaver. It's going S tier. This thing can punish really hard, but I believe that normal lightning outdamages it, because there exists that one move that just grabs your opponent and bashes your skull in. And now we got Gravity's big brother, Gravitron, and it's going low A tier. It's legit just larger AoEs, but a bit better damage and a traveling move, which moves up to A tier at least. Now let's get to Mythicals and their shinies, with Light going first. Light is good but not absurd, so it's going A. It has a good traveling ability and a percentage damage dealer ability, which are things that give it points. And next will be the moveset I hate the most in this game, and it's Dark. It works so badly and it's going C. For a kit with so many moves, they all suck. And got 2 large cooldowns. Gross. Yeah, there are only 2 mythical kits in the game, but they both got 2 shinies each, which for Light is Heavily and Heavily Abomination. Heavily is one of the rare kits that lets you fly, and has a lot of actually good moves, so it's going S tier, with Heavily Abomination going S- because Abominations are capable of using both light and heavily movesets, but the amount of moves usually confuse the user and their heavenly energy is used with every heavenly moves. So it has quantity over quality, let's say that. Now, let's get to Dark Shiny, which is Abyssal and Abyssal Abomination. Abyssal is going S tier above Heavenly, because it has a funny, totally not OP combo, and Abyssal is going below its Heavenly counterpart, because it has dark moves in it, and the good ones cannot be used whenever you want to. Now, let's get to the godlies, the first being Time. Time is fun to play, and it's really good, so it's going S tier. This thing can stop time and just bully you with its beams. Alright, next we got Mechanization. Plain and simply, it's going S-. It's legit Buller plus. Yes, it depends on which mech you are using, with Futuristic going S- and normal mech going B. Mech is pretty good, but it depends. It really depends, and fighting with placeables, which are not automatic like anti-air turret, will get you killed. Now let's get to the last normal element, and it's multi-elemental, and I will put it B for its unpredictability factor. When you see a multi-elemental, it's either a mix of common element moves or very rarely everything godly, even if you got godly element skills on it like heavenly. If you die or leave the game, they will disappear, so it also depends, just like Mechanization. Now, every one of these godly elements has its own shiny, so let's start with Mech's Pioneer, which is going D, because it's just a one-time use element to unlock Mech's Futuristic Kit. Then we got Multi-Elementals Bestowed one, which is going A tier. It's legit the same thing as Multi-Elemental, but has better chance for the moves to have higher multi, and gives more choices for the moves that you wanna choose for a life. And finally, we got Time's Shiny, Entity Beyond Time, aka Big Boy Time. It's legit Time on steroids, and it's going S plus behind Win, because Win can quite easily win against it by bombarding the EBT user, because it's fun like that. I guess we're done here. A job well done for me, and if you want to pat me on the shoulders too, then consider dropping a like and subscribing to not miss more of such informative content. I guess next tier list I will do in the future will be either PvE or the value tier list. God save my soul. And for then, we're putting all for one where it deserves.